Pick up some ground here before the corner and test out Scales. On the rails, Northridge, Punamoo, Dark Musket. And as they start to pack up here behind the hot pot, last of all, Lightning in My Veins. Around the corner they come and Stake it straightened up about a length and a half clear and 3 off the fence. But here comes Zarance. He's the immediate danger to him. Northridge has got up near the fence at the 250. Stake draws the whip. He feels for Scales of Justice. Zarance keeps on coming. Scales kicks though. It's Scales in front. Zarance won't go away. He has to work the favourite, Scales of Justice. Zarance keeps coming. Zarance, Scales of Justice. Scales of Justice and Zarance split the line. Scales of Justice. I think it's Scales of Justice. They might have just fell in his favour, the Scales over Zarance, in a great finish in the Strickland. Behind them came Northridge, Punamoo. A gap in the field, Lightning in My Veins, Dark Musket, it's a him. Followed further back by Disposition, and last home, Respondent. The scales may have tipped in his favour. Will to the post by Stake. Zarance tried bravely to run him down. They've gone to the line and dead set. It's a flared nostril in favour of Scales of Justice. Number 1, Scales of Justice will cling on in an epic finish to the Strickland. Third close, Punamoo, Northridge. Nothing in it between that duo. But Scales of Justice out to the 2,000 metres and in front, having to do it from go to woe. Mitchell knew that he had a horse capable of stretching him if he was close enough. And when they came together, it became a battle of wills. And both giving it their all. Scales of Justice, the currently labelled best horse in WA, at $1.30 and $1.10, with, for those that took the short odds, just giving an almighty sigh of relief that he has probably held on by a nose at the very, very best a short half head. Zarance $1.30. Punamoo might get third. In fact, it goes his way on the outside, the grey. Punamoo $2.50 in front of Northridge over on the fence. 1.568. It was a magnificent finish though. Nothing finer. Two quality horses doing battle, and there's been a lip between them. Scales of Justice for Chris Wells and W. Andrews. He's not a single doubt. Bay Matilda gelding, 9th win in 17. And he captures the Hyperion Strickland Stakes. So Rock Magic with the first 2 legs of the sprint and middle distance features through the winter. Scales of Justice picks up the other 2. And he's trained by Lindsay Smith. Dan Stake aboard, beating Zarance by Choisia from Benissimo for Brett Fogarty, trained by Grant and Lana Williams and ridden by Aaron Mitchell. And Punamoo third home, and authorised Tangawai gelding, Alan Matthews for the Tomo Syndicate. Pat Carberry the rider. Short half head 3 3/4 the margins. Short half head 3 3/4, 2:09.79 is the time after that magnificent battle in the Strickland Stakes. And Dan Stake there, well, he had to virtually get off and lift him home at his third run this preparation to win. Get the Tab Touch handicap, 450, the last event of the day. Nicotrice is out, and a field of 12 to start. Let's go down and capture the scenes in the mounting enclosure. Here's Adam McGrath with us after an absolute thriller. Adam.
Yeah, it certainly was, Darren. Great call there over those final stages as well, Lindsay. I've never seen Chris Wells so relieved. Some of the other owners saying they didn't breathe for the final 300 metres. That was racing at its best, and your guy just too tough.
Yeah, well, he was able to win by a little bit. I don't think the conditions had anything to do with it. As I said a couple of times during the week, that I know a little bit about the second horse, and I know that he likes a wet track, and he's a bit underestimated, and I think that the chaps have gone and going better than I had him going, so you know, he's always going to be hard to beat.
You had mentioned that he was going along nicely. Let's talk about your horse now. You were confident you'd get the 2,000 metres. Dan Stake was as well after that last performance, and when you do that at soft 6 while being pressured by a good horse, ticks a lot of boxes for you moving forward.
Oh yeah, you know, he won today, and it was good. But you know, when they talk about winks and all that, that's sort of a little bit outside the square. But I have no doubt he's good enough to go to Melbourne and win a good race. And if we could pick the right race for him, he's going to be awfully hard to beat. I always remember that Douglas White said to me that he was a great mile horse. And every time I've had horses where I thought it'd run 2,000 metres, you just take the edge off him a little bit. So, Douglas White's one of the best horsemen in the world. So I've always been wary of what he said.
With that information and with what we've seen today, what are the plans moving forward now for Scales of Justice?
On today, as you asked me today, I would say that he is a better miler and running at a high pressure. That's what I would say today, but that's on a wet track. But as I said, I would listen to what Douglas White said.
Does he stay in Perth for the near future?
I would say that would be his goal would be to go to the railway again, and then the Kingston Town. Thank you, Julia. I changed it that many times. And then the Australian Cup is maybe just a little bit below Winks and them horses. So, yeah, reality is that's about him.
Well, it's a very exciting path. Really appreciate the honesty, Lindsay. You've just given us a great insight to this horse and the plans moving forward as well. You deserve this win. You've done a great job. Congratulations to you and the team.
Thanks, everybody.
There's Lindsay Smith, the trainer of Scales of Justice. Just trying to see where Dan Stake's gone. I think he has taken off, so he's gone and weighed in there as well. Have a warm shower with how cold it is out there. Scales of Justice winning the Group 3 Strickland Stakes from Zarant. A very close finish, but class has prevailed.